Hi, everyone. This is Henry DeVries with Agency Rainmaker TV. This is where we talk to smart agency owners on how to make it rain, how to fill your dry sales pipeline with right fit prospects, and how do you improve things like your personal brand? And that's who's with me today, one of our faculty members at Indie Books International. Please welcome Lisa Apolinski. Lisa, what are you going to talk about today?
Well, Henry, thank you for having me on your show. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. And I'm going to be talking about how you can digitally use your personal brand to attract more right fit clients.
Well, you certainly are a digital marketing expert. I know we wrote a book together, Persuade with a Digital Content Story. There it goes.
I believe we did.
Yes. They make wonderful gifts. Get one for your pet too. You know, great book. And then you've talked about the digital fortress and how to grow market share in a zombie apocalypse.
What do you mean, these two books?
Well, just happen to have those handy.
I just happen to have those handy.
Always been prepared. Well, let's talk about your who with this digitally enhancing personal brands. Who's the who that you're helping with these digital brands?
So I work with small and medium-sized business owners who are looking to leverage their personal brand within their digital content in order to encourage community, affect engagement, and ultimately to attract more right fit clients. And what we mean by right fit clients are people who absolutely hit your sweet spot. They are the ideal client to work with. They pay. They pay on time, they show up, and they do the work. And it's just a fantastic relationship. And every time you work with them, you think this person is awesome and I want to continue this.
We have a 23-point profile of our perfect fit clients. Lisa, certainly you've been a perfect fit client for us. And one of the fits is they don't expect perfection from themselves or from us. They know that we live in an imperfect world and we roll with the punches. And
Exactly.
That's always appreciated. You can certainly know when somebody goes from right fit to, well, good fit. And really, you hate it when they cross the line and go from good fit to bad fit.
Yes.
To wrong fit to horrible fit. We've all had those. So a lot of this process is making sure that the right fit prospects are in the pipeline and that you're selecting the ones you want to work with. Isn't that a wonderful thing?
Yeah,
well, let's
absolutely.
talk about the what now. What do you help them with? What do you advise people to do?
So I have launched a new intensive digital content coaching program where I work one-on-one over a course of 90 days with the business owner to help them understand their personal brand, leverage that personal brand story within their content, strategically develop 3 different sections of communication based on my 30 plus years of working with and in Fortune 500 companies, and make their digital content creation part of their business development. So it doesn't feel like a task they have to do as an additional item. So they're working in their business while they're working on their business.
I think it's so great that it's a 90-day effort, a 90-day push, if you will. And that way there can be focus, and also you can see results in that period of time. So
absolutely,
really great on that. Do you have any stories or tales you can share about somebody you've helped and the progress they made along the way?
Oh, absolutely. So one of my current clients that I'm working with, and she happens to fall right into that right fit. And we're working on her website digital content right now. And just having these weekly coaching sessions and going through, what does she want to be known for? Where does she feel that her right fit clients are in their process? What issues do they bring to the table? How are we communicating the personal brand and the experience that will help them get from where they are now to where they want to go. Just to see that transformation. And we're not doing anything really in terms of structure of the website, on navigation. It's really just about what words are you using. And you've taught me, you can write 5, 10, 20,000 words and they're great, but they might not be the right ones. So how do you really leverage that content? And she's already seeing shifts in how she shows up, how she communicates outside of her digital platforms. Because once you see that work come to fruition in a digital setting, you start to incorporate that brand into your own everyday language, and you start showing up in a very different way for your clients as well. So she's already seeing a shift in that.
I think it's really great how you also put your best thinking down in these books. Yes, they are great lead generation tools and they build credibility when you send them. I think they've given you more credibility, more impact, more influence. It's really opened up a lot more speaking engagements for you.
Yes.
Talk about some of the speaking you've done as a result of being the author of a book.
So when I had started, before you and I had even met, I had done some speaking, but it was never really a strategic, uniform message and way of showing up. I just kind of would do it in a very hodgepodge manner, to be honest. And by having, and this is one of my key books that I keynote on right now, just having this as a canned presentation, and I hate that word, canned, but I have my formulation and my foundation of my presentation. And then depending on the audience, I'm actually able to modify it so that the audience that shows up, I'm speaking their language. I'm helping them to get through the process using examples that they can relate to. And having the book helped me to have that structure in place to make the keynote that much more smooth. And it allows that customization that I think I would have struggled with otherwise, or I would be spending a ton of time trying to get that going. The other thing that having a book, and I keep pulling this book out, has helped is the interviews that I've gotten as well. I've been interviewed on live TV. I get asked to do podcasts. I've been interviewed by the New York Times. I've been interviewed by Forbes. And all of these things really help to get my personal brand messaging across. That content has to be structured and strategic so that it's always the same. It's always the same. We're amplifying the same message. And if we don't know what it is that we want to be known for and the content that we're trying to create, it becomes very difficult to keep amplifying that message and get it out over and over and over again.
When I was the president of an ad agency, we used to say, if you don't know what to advertise about your business, then let's advertise your business for sale. And let's get it to somebody who will make that decision. Because as you said, it's not reach, it's frequency of the same amplified message over and over again.
Yes.
We used to say 7 touches, then 9 touches. I've heard 24 touches.
Yeah, I've heard 20 to 60. I mean, it's just,
yeah,
it's getting more and more, which is understandable. I mean, the internet doubles in size every 2.5 years.
right.
Doubles in size you're talking a massive exponential expansion, which means they're trying to sift through, let's face it, a bunch of garbage to try to get to your content. And if you want something that people are going to remember and repeat, you have to make it clear, you have to make it concise, and you have to make it simple.
And over and over and over again.
Yes.
Very good. Well, more on this how. I think everybody'd like to know, well, how do you make it rain at Three Dog Right? You went in one direction with Fortune 500 companies. You've gone in this other direction as the market has shifted and your interests have shifted. Your energy, for lack of a better word, has shifted. How do you make it rain as a rainmaker?
So I've put these practices of my personal brand and digital content into place which not only allowed me to get through the pandemic and double my revenue, but now as things have shifted, as the tide has turned, so to speak, where we're seeing a shift in how businesses are showing up, what they're looking for, I still have that foundation of my personal brand, my digital content, and my messaging that allows me to have that pivot very seamlessly. It's almost, I mean, I knew that would happen, but it's also nice to see it happen in practice, that you have done the work, you've done the foundational work, and you're constantly working on your personal brand, constantly working on your digital content. And it really does become a business development tool, whether you're sticking to your business plan today or you're launching a new product tomorrow. There is that consistency, and people knowing who I am, knowing what I'm known for, and going, yeah, that makes sense what you're shifting to, and I want to sign up for that. And I've already had several people, I haven't even launched my new website, and I've already had several people contact me to find out how they can basically grab a spot for May's cohort. It's really
They've
lovely.
heard something's going on over here. Something's under this tent. Let's see what this is.
Yeah.
And energy comes across. Not an unusual story.
Yeah.
I've always found that you have been assertive, not aggressive, assertive in being friendly and helpful, relentlessly helpful, in fact, as we would say.
Helpful.
Yes, and generous in giving away content and ideas, and frankly, I believe selling a book for $20 is giving something away. That's just, we have to charge people something. Though, Lisa, I know you also give many copies of the book away for free to spread the word. So hats off on that. I really want to thank you for being on the show today. These have been some great tips, and I think we all need to digitally leverage our content and our presence on the internet to improve our personal brand. So we want to be somebody who's seen as more credible, somebody who has more impact and more influence, and also somebody who's generous. So thank you for your
And
time
someone
today.
who's human.
Yeah.
People
too.
want
Oh,
to
man.
work with people who they know and trust.
Right.
Really the bottom line.
And not come across as a chat bot on LinkedIn when you reach out to people.
That's
a whole nother story. Okay, thank you so much, Lisa, for being with us today. And this has been another episode of Agency Rainmaker TV. So until next time, make it rain.